So I'm going to go back over to my project, and I'm now going to add 3 quick views that are going to be used by the StartTrip QuickView. One's going to handle setting the origin location of the trip. Another handles the selecting or setting of the destination for the trip. And the last one acts as the confirmation notice when I save the trip. So I'm going to go into my template folder and create a new folder, a new item here, new file called my set origin card. And I'll go ahead and paste all this JSON in. And the part that I want you to notice here really is just this action at the very end, where the origin, I'm going to be specifying the get location for the type, and the parameters I'm setting is the choose location on a map. Okay, so it's the only thing that's really interesting about this one. Then I'm going to come over to create a new quick view. So I'll add a new file. It's called setorigin.ts, and I'll paste in some code. So what this one does is that for my set origin, it's going to return back just some information about the current trip. So it's the state of the trip, current state of the trip, the title, and the description. And then on the template, it's going to point to our card that we just created. And then on the action, when someone selects that get location, I'm going to get the current trip from the current state. I'm going to then update it to set its origin location equal to the location of the action, which is a get location action. And I'm going to set the latitude and longitude to the respective properties and then save the trip and then pop this item off of the quick view. So what we're going to see in a second, the view navigator, we're going to push a new item onto the quick view, which will render out the card that we're talking about right now for setting the origin. And then once I've made those changes and want to remove that card, I'm going to pop it off the view navigator. Now I want to implement a similar quick view for setting the destination. So I'm going to come back over here to my template, and I'll set a new one for set destination card.json. And for this one, I'll paste in his JSON. In this case here, you can see that we're able to get a location on the map the same way we did just a moment ago. That's one thing we want to do, but I also have just a submit action to save my changes. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm also giving people the ability to select from a choice set a list of predefined locations. And we did that earlier when I created my campus locations resource earlier. So now let's create the quick view for this by going over to our quick view and creating a new file called setDestination.ts. And I will paste in my quick view. So let's give ourselves a little bit more real estate to see what's going on. And let me explain what's going on here. So in this case here, the data that we'll return back is I'm going to return back an array of sorted locations that I'll bind to that choice set. I've also got the current trip, and then I've got the title and the description I'm setting as well. Scroll down a little bit farther. We're defining the adaptive card that we want to use for our rendering. And then in the on action, if someone sets the location, I want to update the trip to use those geo coordinates that they selected. But otherwise, if they just click submit, then what I want to do, and if the submit button was set to a save, I'm going to check to see if we have a known destination selection, right? If that was actually passed in and it was set to a value, which if I come back over here to my card, we can see that's the ID of my choice set in my adaptive card extension or my adaptive card rendering. So if one of these values is set, then it means that they've actually chosen a location. And if they did, then I'm going to convert the known location, which the known location selection, the value that I was passing in, if we scroll up here, you can see from the data that we passed in, actually, where's the data is, oh, there's the locations right there. So there's the locations that are being passed in. And if I look at the locations, the way they're being rendered out is latitude, longitude with a comma between the two. So that's why in the destination, what I'm doing is I'm splitting up this array of the known destination into two different things. So we have the latitude, longitude, and the two different ones, but we're expecting these to be numbers. And so I'm going to convert those strings over to numbers. Once I've got that for the destination location, I'll take the selected location here and set that, also go fetch out the title of the one that they selected. And I'll set that to the destination name now that I know what that is, save my changes, and then pop him off of the QuickView navigator. The last thing we do is I want to show how to save this item. So let's come back over here. I want to confirm that we're going to save it. So I'm going to say save trip card.json. Actually, there's one more that we forgot to mention, and that was our action down here at the bottom. So you can see here where we're setting the state here for these items. Now the last one is we want to have our saving of a trip. And to save a trip, all we're going to do is this is just going to be a confirmation card that's just going to say that let somebody go through and save. Let them actually make a save to the trip that they've actually created. So I'll then implement that by going to our save trip or creating a save trip QuickView. And I will add some code to this. And we'll see that just saying the trip was saved successfully. Here's the card we're using. And we're just going to close the entire QuickView. We don't want to pop anything off the QuickView because there's nothing really to show. Once they've saved it, we can get rid of it. Now, to use all three of these that we've just created, let's go back to our barrel and let's add in references to each of these. So we've got our save trip. We've got our setting the destination, and we also have our setting of the origin. So now we're exporting all of those. And now when we come back over to our extension here, we're going to have to register all of these and create the constants for them. So I'll say start trip, save trip, set destination, and set origin are all of our different quick views that we have. We then need to go in and specify the IDs for these that we'll export. So we have our origin, our destination, and our save trip. And then finally, we'll register all of them in the QuickView navigator. All right, so now let's go through and let's implement these. So I want to do this all in our start trip. So I'm going to go to our start trip, and I'm going to go through and import our references to all of our new quick views that we just created. So one for the destination, one for the origin, and one for saving. And now if I scroll down to our on action, let's define what happens here. So for the first one, for the origin location, I'm going to say this QuickView navigator. So this is when they click the button and say, I want to set the origin for the trip. So I'm going to do that by saying I'm going to push onto the QuickView navigator, the QuickView set origin location. And then for the destination, I'm going to do the exact same thing, except I'm going to choose the destination ID that I want to specify. And then for the save, same thing. I'm going to say this QuickView navigator.push QuickView navigator save the trip and save our changes. Notice how each one of these pushes a QuickView onto the navigator. This triggers the re-rendering of the QuickView using the new item on the stack. If you recall previously, I was popping those things off the stack, but now I'm pushing them onto the stack. The last step is to update the card view, so to display that a trip has been booked. So let's come back over to our card view. And let's add in a few more conditions here into our status. For example, let's grab the location, let's grab if it's en route, and let's also grab if it's hired, the strings that we're using for all of those. And we're going to update our switch statement, and we're just going to replace the whole thing. Now remember, we have one for when the status is set to available, but watch what happens once I add all of these in. So here we have our available, which we've already seen that one. But now if it's en route, then we're going to say view the pickup location is going to be one button will display. And if they choose that option, it'll use the show location action to display the location of where we're going. If they're currently hired, then we'll also give them an option to view the drop-off location as well. And they're all going to be, all these changes will conditionally display different buttons and text that are depending on the state of the current shuttle driver. Now, the last thing we want to do with this is update the data method. So in this case here, we have available for hire, but now I want to update the condition here because our condition is going to then say, well, if you're not available for hire, then let's check the state, the status of the current trip. Is it equal to en route? And if it is, then we're going to display the person is booked and then we'll just write out whatever the string is we use for that, en route to pickup. But if it's not the case, then I want to do another check. Do we have the current trip? We know that they're on the way somewhere then, because if they're not, if they are not available, and if they're not en route, then that means they're actually been hired and they actually have a passenger in the car. So let's check to see if we have the destination name. And if we do, what I would like to say is they've been hired. I'm driving the passenger to, and then whatever the location was, this .state.current trip .destination name. Otherwise, we don't know where we're driving them to. So I'll just say we're driving them to destination. Oh, and this should be a semicolon. Now let's test out the entire experience. So I'll stop the web server and restart it just to make sure we pick up our latest code and everything builds correctly. All right, so let's refresh the page and let's see how this works. So in this case here, we have our list items still set. So let's go into preview mode. So what I'm going to do, notice here though, we're in the medium view. Well, we've got a chance of having two buttons here, but the only way two buttons are going to show up is if we're looking at this in the large view of the cart. So I'm going to switch this to the large view to make sure we can see both of them. Now, I'm going to start by selecting book a trip, and I'm going to choose to set a trip origin on the map. Now to do that, that opens up my next quick view that I pushed onto the stack. So I'll say select a location on the map. And if I've never given my browser or this site access to my location settings, then I need to go grant it I need to go grant the browser access to that. So I'll say allow. So I'll do book a trip. I'll start that over again, and I'll say select a location on the map. So what I'll do is I'll pick this location on the map to say this is where I currently want to be picked up. So I'll say share location. And then I'm going to specify where I want to go. So I'll then pick set the trip destination. That opens up a new quick view. Now I can choose by a location on the map. We just saw how to do that, but instead let's choose from an existing location. So I'll choose the hub, and then I'll save my location. What this will do is this will pop this card off of the stack to re-render back our campus shuttle. And in this case here, I'll then go over here and just say we're starting the trip. So I'm not even en route somewhere. So I'll say I'm starting the trip, and then I'll save my changes. And here we can see now that my card has been updated to show that I've currently been hired. I'm driving a passenger to the hub location. And if I come back over here to my list settings and I look at the data for my campus shuttle, we can see that Megan is currently driving someone. She's been hired, and she's driving from this location, these GPS coordinates, to this location right here. So now we can see everything that we've implemented to go collect that information.